Okay, let's talk a little bit about balanced thinking, balanced mental states. And here's a picture of the brain and really the hemispheres of the brain. And generally speaking, functions associated with the left hemisphere are shown here. Sequential thinking, analytical thinking, logical thinking, things generally termed as rational thinking, left hemisphere. Right brain thinking tends to be those things dealing with creativity, patterns, intuition, or emotional thinking, which is important because communication, where people exchange information, people interact day to day, we need to do so in a balanced mental state. Because I need to not only rationally and emotionally convey what I want to say, but also in terms of dialogue, I need to not only hear what people are saying, but read the emotions, the body language, the voice inflection, which conveys meaning. So this balanced thinking is critical to human behavior, certainly healthy relationships, building relationships. The problem is, when something happens to unbalance this, somebody pushes a hot button, and they spin you into the ceiling, well, what happens? Well, when emotional thinking increases, rational thinking decreases. The primary driver of this is when somebody pushes a button, cuts you off in traffic. You go from a balanced, normal state to a somewhat crazy state in a minute. You could go off in a second. Just because of what's said or what's done, you're there. And along with that, you get this shot of adrenaline which pumps blood to your limbs for the aggression that you're facing, for that defense mechanism, and it takes blood away from higher reasoning functions. So you are not at a mental state to deal with things in a balanced way. And so the important part of this is recognition of ourselves when we're in that state, as well as recognizing others when they're in that state. I know when somebody is in a heightened emotional state and they're there, I can't turn to them and say, okay, just be rational. That doesn't work. It takes time for people to recover, and I know if people are in that state, we're not getting anywhere fast, because they're not in a state to meaningfully convey information, to listen, or to send communications. So what we want to do is hopefully work our way back to this balanced state. Get to a balanced state. It may need the passing of time, a timeout, but get there so balanced thinking, rational thinking, emotional thinking can be restored and meaningful communication can occur.